1692 customer Hasting. It's a detailed video. Came out to measure today on the kitchen cabinets that are going to be replaced. So a couple of things I want to point out. First off, this wall here in the design is taking the cabinets, including the fridge and an end panel, all the way to our door trim there, which means that this junction box is a 2-gang switch box, would be covered by the refrigerator. So we want to go ahead and modify the design to allow room for those switches. The actual measurement from the door trim to the corner is 108 inches and an eighth. So 108 and an eighth. I have done a drawing which we'll submit to you so you can see that. I've also submitted the location of the outlet behind the refrigerator, the one it's utilizing right now. One thing the customer called out is he's of course using this space up top as storage, but he would actually prefer the new cabinets go all the way to the ceiling. So I advised him that there can be variation in drywall, especially with the textured ceiling that we have here. And with the top molding on the cabinets, you can see kind of variation. You know, the gap can get larger and smaller. So we actually discussed dropping the cabinets down a little bit so that the gap above the cabinets, above the molding on top of the cabinets and the ceiling is more intentional, and the variation in the ceiling will not be as noticeable. It is important to him to be able to store items like this in the cabinet up top. He had said that, you know, with the knob removed on that item, most likely will fit. So that is an important feature, having them close to the ceiling without the shelf like he does now, and being able to store these larger items, which are currently on top of the existing ones. We'll start over here. This wall is fine as far as the measurement goes. The sink is moving in the new design over, it's like 1 7/8 inches, which is fine with the supply lines underneath. I did tell the customer that he'll want to contact a plumber because we have the hot and cold teed off, so 2 valves per. So he will contact a plumber to go ahead and have these before installation, our installation, have them cut and capped. The same thing with our PVC. There's a Y in here coming up into a high loop. Nowadays, this would be achieved with a Studer vent. So he'll have the plumber go ahead and cut and cap that as well until our installation. And then I advised him he'll have the plumber come back out and hook up the supply lines and the waste line here. I'll point out that this pipe right here, this supply line, is actually for the refrigerator. And the refrigerator is all the way over here. You can see that it is coming out the side of the cabinet here and then connecting to the refrigerator. So the house is on a slab, so there's not the availability to go ahead and run a pipe in a crawl space for a valve that's inset in the wall like we would see in new construction nowadays. So going back with a line through the back of the cabinets in the space behind the drawers, the customer will want to go ahead and utilize a braided, stainless steel braided line. I believe there's one in 20 foot, which should be sufficient here. And that will make it so that there's less of a chance of breaking that line, leaks in the future. But again, we'll look at that line going all the way through this in the future, of course, past the stove as well. I believe that handles the plumbing side of things. On electrical, I'll point out this light right here. Okay, that is going to remain. So it's going to be important that we keep that considered in the design. If we look at from that corner to the left-hand side of the light, it is 47 1/8 inch, and the light itself is 24 inches wide. It is 31 7/8 inch from the ceiling down to the bottom of it. So that's the elevation of that item right there. Another thing I'll point out is that in our design, current design, the stove and microwave are centered in this wall. In truth, they are not centered as we can see, and to prevent us from having to change any electrical, we'll look at actually going by the current footprint, whereas from the cabinet here to the corner is 60 1/2 inch. And let's see here. And from that end to the corner is 39 3/4. So as long as we have our 30 1/4 inch spacing between the cabinets, but considering where this is currently, then we're going to be in good shape. Another thing I'll point out is our outlet here in this top cabinet is from this corner here to the center of the outlet is 57 inches. We have a junction box in the actual cabinet. So this will require a modification of the cabinet here. As far as modifications, obviously we'll have 3 modifications on the sink base. The customer is interested in under cabinet lighting as opposed to what he has currently. So he'll discuss those options with you. As you can see, he's got that currently set up. Let me just double check if there's anything else pertinent here. The other thing I'll call out is that the customer is going to have new flooring installed after we are complete with a click together, most likely like a luxury vinyl, waterproof. Currently, of course, the customer has quarter round, or in this case, shoe molding. So quarter round would be appropriate to go back behind that new flooring. But because of the process, cabinets will be installed first, then flooring, and then the quarter round. So in this case, that may be something to consider adding to this, the order, the sufficient quarter round, and then a return trip, unless the flooring contractors would actually take care of that. So in this case, that's the details here. Again, we'll submit a drawing. If you have any questions, please contact Dwayne. Thank you very much.